So what happens here, our controller actually comes in and runs what happens. So our index is going to be our home page. Our home is going to be index. And this controller actually runs for index. So the home controller for the action result for index will go to the index page. And what we're going to do here is you populate the view data with values. In this case, the value with the ID of message is this particular string, and I'll show you how that's used later. But what we have to do here is we have to add our grid properties to this. And I'm going to let IntelliSense come in and take over, and let me add the using statement for me. So we're going to call this our grid, and it's going to equal a new grid properties model, and it's going to have okay, and it's going to have some values to it. The data source is going to be a new data source. It's going to be a grid.mvc.models.entity Northwind entities, and we're going to pull out of this. We're going to pull out our customers. And this is our data source. We are almost ready. We got to get a view data, and we're going to call this grid model. It's going to equal our grid model. Okay, so now we've created our grid properties model. So the model for our grid is going to be this data source. All right, so now let's go look at our view. And I'm going to actually just do a little copy paste out of here. So I just changed our text here a little bit. But what we did was took the HTML helper class, we extended it to have a grid function. And this grid function is going to take a model, a data model. In this case, we're going to pull out our customers. And it's going to create a new grid with, this is the ID value of that grid. And this is going to be the data source of that grid. And let me make sure I have the data source spelled correctly. So it'll be able to find it as it looks through the thing. It looks through the view data. And then we're going to add some columns to it. We're going to add a customer ID column and give it particular text. Company name column. Let's see if I have, trying to make this format match the customer ID column format, column name. And we should be ready. So I believe we're ready here. We've added our columns, we've added our MVC models, we've added our grid to our page. We have all of our, went through all of our web config files, our master files. Let's run this and see if it works. And here we go. Welcome to Syncfusion World. And here's the grid that we just made. It's pulling everything out of the customers tables. Now let's go back and let's see about adding some fun stuff to it. Let's allow it to filter, allow sorting. Let's allow paging. Let's allow filtering. So we've allowed filtering, allowed paging. Now, in order to do this, all three of these are going to require postback events. And if you want to do a postback, you got to handle the postback. So I'm going to add really quickly, the actual postback event. Let's let the IntelliSense add my collections using collections statement for me. Now what this does, the index, if the index comes back and it has parameters to it, then the software of course is going to know to use this one. And this is going to be equivalent, kind of sort of, to the is postback in ASP.NET. So you have the arguments you want to come back, and you have your data source. What we're going to do is arguments will come back. We're going to create a brand new data source. If you look, this code is the exact same as this code. So we're going to come back, create a brand new INumerable data object. and then we'll take this data object, we'll perform some grid actions to it. And our grid actions is going to know what arguments were returned from the grid, and we'll filter, sort, or do page as necessary based upon that. So let's run the application again. And when it comes up, we can see that we have the filtering in place. Filtering is here, it's in place. We can filter. The sorting is in place, it works, and we can page. So it was just that easy. In just about 10 minutes, we went from start to finish, created a grid application using Microsoft, using Syncfusion Essential Grid, and we're up and running. We can page it, we can filter it, we can sort it. Now what we did, let me show you where I went to, the Syncfusion how-to. This is our Syncfusion Essential Studio documentation, and this is getting started. Well, let's go back to the page. Getting started, and it's going to be adding Essential Grid to an application, and this is pretty much the steps that I followed. So thank you very much. We sure do appreciate your time, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your trade show. Thank you.